Hello, Thompson. I see that you're right on time for our taste of Keter duty after our little meeting with 051. It seems as though we've been assigned to come up with a few more ways to potentially terminate 682. I suppose this will be one way to put that little regeneration ability of yours to the test. Oh yeah, don't get to look at me that way. This is all your fault. Yes, yours. If you weren't singing all night, then maybe they would have left us be. Gods of Evo were insufferable. What? You don't think that I'm going in there with him, do you? Absolutely not. I'm not going to play test dummy if I can avoid it. Look, this is still just as much a punishment for me as well. One of the last times this sort of thing was done, that lizard tried to, kill and consume every member of staff that was involved. Not to mention, I'm not exactly keen on enacting harm on any anomaly in general. I suppose I should get on with general characteristics, though. SCP-682, also known as the hard-to-destroy reptile, is quite the large beastie, and a clever thing to boot, more than intelligent enough to communicate with humans and try to escape. Sound familiar? Although it's also stated that no unauthorized personnel should try to communicate with him in order to prevent him from entering a rage state. Gods above! Yes, Thompson, for the millionth time, 682 is a reptile! Now, close your eyes before they fall out of your head. Did you really think they'd assign us to a humanoid entity? It was never going to be that easy. Anyways, he's quite the hateful being, as I'm sure you're able to assume from the remark of killing and eating Foundation personnel. And I don't want to hear a quip about how I must be best friends with him based on that. He seems to have quite the vendetta against all living things, myself included. Currently, he's being contained within a 5 by 5 by 5 meter chamber that's been reinforced with 25 centimeter thick acid-resistant steel plating. This is mostly to keep the chamber itself from giving way too quickly, since it's filled with hydrochloric acid, to keep 682 at bay, more or less. Not that it matters much, since the second he gains enough strength to do so, he'll at least try to breach containment. So I'm just as monstrous now. Well, the Foundation doesn't keep a 50-kilometer distance between itself and any human developments because of me. So what if I've turned on a couple of colleagues? They should have kept their guard up or at least stopped antagonizing. Yes, while the HCL does tend to keep 682 in a weakened state, it's still more than possible for him to enact a breach. He's made at least 17 notable attempts, 6 of which were actually successful. When breaches do occur, he's to be tracked down and recontained by all available members of Task Force, with teams needing to have at least 7 members to be cleared to engage with 682. This is also never a simple task, though, due to how resistant he is to basically everything. You know the phrase, "what doesn't kill you makes you stronger"? Yeah, well, he kinda took that to heart. He can even sustain himself by consuming inorganic matter. If our endeavors don't lead to a termination, he'll simply adapt to the stimuli. Not to mention, his regenerative abilities can put yours to shame. But I said it because it's true. You always think that you're so high and yummy that you can't even comprehend being matched by something. No, I'm not saying it because I think that I could do better. The Lexer would one-tap me, and I'm not looking forward to being swept up in a dustpan this week. So, long story short, we've been tasked with trying to concoct something that will put 682 down for good. A mission that all others have failed so far. Overall, we're just trying to survive this ourselves until we've served this punishment out. I mean, did you see what he did to that declass? And that was just for getting near him. I mean, I'm durable, but I'm not that durable. I suppose that's really all I have to discuss with you at the moment, before we have to get started. Perhaps we should take a quick breather before we continue. Thompson, get the hells out of my office before I burst a blood vessel. And if I so much as even hear a single note out of you tonight, I'm throwing you into the vat of acid with 682. Understood?